Hi. Okay, so I just wanted to make a little tutorial video for glitched Joja percent because it's a short run, it's pretty easy, but what to do isn't necessarily clear. So first of all, this is Stardew Valley 1.2, language is in Chinese, it's just this one on the bottom. So, uh, first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to take these lines right here, and we're going to paste them in to the name. And what this does, normally, there's some things we can't type in. So we can't type in a double quotation mark. We can't type in a backslash. Oh, I guess we can't type in a backslash. And we can't hit enter. If we hit enter, nothing happens. See, it doesn't go down to the next line. There's another character we can't type. I don't remember what it is. I think it's... I don't remember. Anyways. So, if we compare... The first reason that we use Chinese is because the text is smaller. See, so I can fit... See, I can fit 4 item codes in here. Whereas if I pick any other language, specifically English, the obvious one that we might want to use, this is what it looks like. Where I can't even fit 3. So the text in Chinese is significantly smaller. This is especially pronounced with mail injection. So when we do CC pantry, what this does is it starts a letter to get put into the mailbox with this close brace. CC pantry is the name of a letter that tracks whether or not you've completed the pantry in the community center, and this says finish letter address. So when somebody says this, it reads that and it executes the code associated with that. Now, this is about as much as we can fit in English. Like, we have 3 more characters. I don't think we can't even fit 3 numbers in here. See, in comparison, when we switch it to Chinese, look at all this room that we still have left. This is a little bit more than half of the bar, and we have all of this space left. I think there's another one you can fit. It's like, which one? CC. I don't know, but there's another one that you can fit in here. I don't remember which one it is right now. CC Vault. So you can see we fit 2 of them in here, and there's another character space. This text is way smaller than English. Now, just like the mail, when we type in open brace letter name, this will inject a letter of this name to our mailbox. So if we do open bracket item ID, this will inject the item with this associated number. So if we do 434, this will give us a star drop. If we do any other item code, there's a sheet of them in the game's files, it will give us that item. So what we want is to take this paste here. I'm going to paste it in here so you can see it. Maybe just having it here is better. So we're going to put in the Joja member letter. Then we're going to put in CC Vault and CC Pantry, CC Fish Tank, CC Crafts Room, and CC Boiler Room. So this means that we accepted the Joja membership, we completed the Vault, the Pantry, the Fish Tank, the Crafts Room, and the Boiler Room. In other words, we've completed the Joja Community Center. This item right here, 690, is a beach totem, and we do it this way to keep the structure of what we're parsing through here. Otherwise, we wouldn't get everything that we need. So let me just clear this out real quick. Now, before we get into the run, I just want to show you a couple last things. So the time that it takes the game to start when you first launch is significantly longer than any time after that. So if we just make a save file here, and we'll see how long it takes to launch the game. Okay, this took really long. It took like 20 seconds. I started timing late and I went a bit slow, but it took like 20 seconds to load my file. In comparison, if I make another one, see, it's already done. So, whenever you want to run Stardew Valley, especially glitched mode, you want to make sure that you load a save file before you begin runs. Otherwise, there's this huge time loss at the very beginning that's completely unavoidable. So, now we're going to take this, we're going to paste it into our name. We can fill this with whatever we want. We're going to leave the intro on. That's what this box is. You can pick any farm you want. I usually pick this one so that there's nothing in the way of the screen. Just click OK. You need to mash E or escape here, or specifically escape. We have a couple of mini game sequences, and we just cut them out. It's like the intros. So here, Robin says our name, and so now the game reads all of this, and is going to try to execute it if it can. But if we just let her say this one page of dialogue, if we just skip now, what's going to happen is not all of it is going to get read. So we still got the 2 items. But when we come over here to try to complete the game, not all of the mail will have been injected. See, we didn't get anything. So, what we need to do is instead we're going to perform something called a window shift cancel. So what you're going to do is you press left alt and enter at the same time, and this immediately opens up the options menu no matter what you're doing. You can see when we come to the inventory we have the warp totems, so our items have been injected just like last time. But because we executed this window shift cancel, we don't have to worry about the restrictions per dialogue page here. So now when we skip it, instead of just executing part of our code, she will have executed all of it. And when we walk over here, the Joja cutscene will start. Okay, so you can see we beat the game. We've beat Joja % now. There's a little bit more nuance left. Okay, so we paste this into our name. This can only be done. This can't be done on Mac, I think. So be wary of that. We switch to wilderness just because it means there's nothing in the way of our screen. We click OK, start the timer. I started it late. And we wait for her dialogue page to come up in the intro. We hit left off enter. We skip, and then once the fade goes to black, we hold E. And what that does is it skips the saving process of the game. And instead of waiting for a second or a little bit more for the game to start, we go straight into it. Now, every time there's dialogue, we can execute a window shift cancel, left alt plus enter. That'll make the dialogue go by faster. You have to be pretty good at this to really utilize it and make every dialogue page faster. You'll see when I do it that my time is going to be pretty slow. But when you do it, it also shifts the resolution of the screen, as you can tell. So what I'm doing is just displaying capture instead of the game. So I had a time of 101. So put me at like 4th place or something, I don't remember. And I've done Joja %. So I just want to show one more run where where I don't use the sleep skip and I only use the one window shift cancel at the very beginning to get all the items we need. I'm going to do it twice in a row just so the game goes back to small. There is one other trick where when you walk between two screens, you can journal skip, like you can press the journal icon as it's fading out, and then exit once it's done fading out, and you'll be able to control the character faster than if you just walked to the other screen. But I think you can do this here, like after you've teleported, you can press the journal and gain control and walk sooner, but I'm not so sure. I'd have to find out. As you can see that we're already about to approach our time. Okay, so again we had a time of about 101, but I went significantly faster and I didn't use any of the skips. I also timed better, you know, etc, etc. So when you're doing this run, there's a couple things you need to make sure. First, you're in 1.2, because if you're in 1.3, you can't save skip like I did just by pressing E. I'll do it a couple times here. Second, you need to make sure that you can do the WSC really fast. If you can't, then your time is going to be a lot slower than what we have in first place right now. You need to make sure, like WSC, when Robin's first dialogue page comes up. Otherwise, you won't complete all of the items in the run. So you can see I just gain control of my character faster than I would have otherwise. Okay, so when I come over here, I press yes to sleep. And once it goes to black, I hold E, and it skips the sleep entirely. In comparison, if I just left my hand off the keyboard, then this white and green text pops up. Now, it goes to black, I hold E, and it skips it entirely. This is significantly faster than letting the save happen. So you have to save skip at the beginning of the run. You have to make sure that you load a save file before you start running. You have to make sure that you know how to WSC, and maybe fast if you want a really competitive run. But this is everything you need to know, and you'll do great.